Hello, hello, hello. I forgot to press the escape key so that I could switch over to the right screen. Hello and welcome to this final boss fight live stream. My name is John and I am joined by Sharon.
Hello.
And we are on the Minecraft server once more. Hello, Brian. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello, Spider Sam. Mine. Craft.
Exactly.
Oh, that makes me miss when Sean and I used to do Minecraft. Ah, nostalgia. We are back on the Minecraft server. It is Monday, and we're gonna craft some mines. No, well, maybe later. At the moment, Sean and I have been working on breeding the bees.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of them. And we know very little about the mod. So that's fun.
And there's very little on the internet about the mod. Or at least the sorting of part of the mod, the filtering.
Yes.
There is, basically nothing.
So at the moment, it's night time again. I felt like I only just slept. At the moment, we're aiming to get 2 different types of bee, and we want to run those 2 constantly. One of those types of bee is the spiteful bee,
Yeah.
which gets us refractory wax, which means we can make flameproof wood, which means that the Bumbling Monk's roof will never burn down again.
Yeah.
Which is good. The other type of bee we want to get is a bee that makes us gold. Because of gold.
Yeah, because we're having a problem with gold. Weirdly, more of a problem with gold than diamonds, I believe.
Yes. It's weird.
It's unusual.
But what we've got is we've got a number of apiaries, both forestries and gendustries industrial apiaries. We've also got a number of gendustry genetic sampling and extracting machines.
Machiney doos.
That should help us with the bees. And we've also got things like this very nice centrifuge over here. And we do actually have some refractory wax in it.
We do? Where did that come from?
One of these drones, I believe, gives a low chance to get it.
Oh, okay.
Whereas the spiteful bee gives a much higher chance of getting the refractory wax comb. Where is our quantify key gone?
Not a clue.
Might have been one of the things that went away in our weird draw system bug.
Yes, possibly. I feel like I should probably sleep to let these bees get on with their working.
That might be an idea.
I also like the fact that the bed is still the wrong way around so that it doesn't punch you when you leave it.
I mean, we have our priorities. We want to make sure that the bed doesn't punch you.
Yeah. It really doesn't start the day off well when you get punched by your bed.
So we've now got 512 beeswax, 512 honey drops. We've managed to get 37 magic wax and 19 cocoa beans.
And more cocoa beans incoming, I think.
And seven watery propolis.
Yes, from our watery bees.
Which I believe is something that we just kind of run through the centrifuge again, but I need to double check that one. What I do know is that immediately before we went live, I checked on our hateful bees, and they had finished running. And so we've now got a hateful and an infernal... I've got a hateful princess and an infernal drone. And I'm going to put them in the advanced mutatron. Like so. And that's going to give us a spiteful queen. And now we've got a spiteful queen. Where is our analyzer?
Is it not in this tools box? No, it isn't. Is it up in my chest that I put on the roof? No, it also isn't. Is it in one of these? Again, also isn't.
Has it been put in the computer system?
Maybe. That is entirely a possibility.
It has.
Ah, handy.
So the spiteful... Oh, good. The spiteful queen has the traits of a long lifespan.
Yeah.
Normal production type. Slowest pollination. 2 times fertilization. Larger territory. And the ends effect.
Oh. So she's a bitey one, but like ultra bitey.
She is an ultra bitey. So I'm going to go put that on. And wait for that to finish. But probably also die.
Do we put it at a distance in one of the normal hives? Oh no, but it has to be powered,
It has to be... It doesn't have to be powered, but it does have to be... If we were going to put it in one of these, we'd have to take it to the nether.
Put it in this one at the end. Grab the mod thingy for it.
You might need to get some netherrack. And
Is that the soul sand?
Soul sand and nether wart. Sorry, I meant nether wart.
There you go.
Out. Out. Yep. Bitey bee.
Real bitey. How much health did you lose then?
That was 3 hearts from 2 stings.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm just going to go away and hide.
Are you safe down there though?
Yes, I'm safe over here.
Okay. Well, that's cool. She's on 2%, so.
Yeah, like that's the problem. Is she's got a long lifespan.
Yeah.
So she'll take a while to die. She will die.
So I feel like the thing we could maybe do with doing is getting all of these, figuring out how many bees we want to be able to churn over.
Yeah.
If eventually we're going to end up with a lot of pure bees, right?
I mean, that's the thing, is, yeah. Check out Disney Plus. Oh, good. Yeah, Sean, I've been checking out Disney Plus a bit.
Yeah.
Hello, Barney.
Hey.
How you doing, Barney? Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Barney asks, how's everyone?
Yeah, not bad, thank you.
I mean, at the moment, I know that we want to run the Gold Bee and we want to run the Spiteful Bee.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in terms of other bees to run, I mean, there's a bee for pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So the real question is...
So the question is there anything fun or useful that you can see from the bees that you want?
Spider-Sam is doodling at the moment.
Ooh, he doodling.
I mean, what is an electrician bee?
I don't know. They're part of the worker bees mod, but that is literally all that I know. Is there a book of bees?
That is a good question. Sorry, the student drone has a trait of unpaid student internship.
Yeah, and I don't know what that means.
Shift right click a hive to make this student drone to watch and alert when the queen is dead.
Okay.
Artistic bee. Okay, what's the career? Do you have any documentation? There's a police incident report.
Okay.
There's a BB gun.
Right.
How do you get honeycomb ingots? Apparently you don't. Okay, cool.
Oh. Okay. Career bees, you can also make bee armor.
Oh. Bee mod text made by the honey smelter bees. Special.
What?
That's the information about it.
Okay.
So there is a honey smelter bee that you get from breeding a graduate bee with a smelter bee.
Right.
And then that has a chance to make honeycomb ingots.
And what do honeycomb ingots do?
You can use them to make the bee armor and the BB gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have very little idea about these bees. Because there's also magic bees that get us a lot of the bees that give us resources.
Right.
Like there's the draconic bee.
Yeah.
Which gets us draconic dust. Which can make draconic chunks, which can be used to make a dragon egg.
Okay. I mean, I know someone who would be for that.
You also need the essence of false life.
What the hell does that come from?
soul wax,
Okay.
which comes from a soulful comb, which comes from a spirit bee or a soul bee.
Right.
I think at the moment...
Diamond bee?
A diamond bee could be helpful. I
Um,
think that's the sort of thing that we need to look for, is bees that can do things that are actually useful.
What about a copper bee? Is that a thing?
I
We were struggling
feel it should be.
for copper, weren't we?
We have been struggling for copper.
There is a copper comb, which comes from a corroded princess.
Okay. So how do we get the corroded princess?
Either wintry or modest with resilient.
I mean, I think that I want to set up with my genetic manipulator. I want to get the gold bee.
Yeah.
But I think if you want to look at doing a filtering system to do the bee breeding in the more traditional sense of not genetically manipulating bees.
I mean, the biggest problem with that is you get all of the random mash in between if it's not done right.
Ow, 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 ow.
Did you
I got
forget?
too close. I got too close. I forgot which end of the bees I could run up and down.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. At this point, I'm not sure whether it's just easier to have drones getting mashed and just running princesses and just doing the genetic stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly. As cool as it is to do it the filter way, I don't think there's enough information online for me to be able to figure out how the hell to do it, because there's just so little about it. Even stuff I can find on the mod doesn't tell you how the filters work.
So, do we want to
bees.
leave it as we just have the bees that we want to be running? For the moment.
So I think I need to clear out all of the bees here and figure out, just make a load of apiaries up here that are just working towards getting pure common.
That's fair. I mean, maybe that's a good start for setting up the filters, is work out how to breed a simple one, like pure common. And then when we've got a load of pure commons going through the system, you can expand it into, or what's the next step up from common, like cultivated.
Yeah.
How close are we to this one being done? That's the wrong one, that's the wrong one, that's the wrong one. Retreat.
44%.
Dang it. Ow, 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 ow. I am really looking forward to being able to breed the effect off of that bee.
Yes.
The problem is you can't do that to a queen. You have to do it to the drone and the princess.
Yeah. Which is a bit of a pain, but, you know.
So the other thing I want to look at. On the last server, we did environmental tech.
Mm-hmm.
And we used environmental tech to quarry.
Yes.
And I think that we've got environmental tech on this mod pack. We do.
Okay.
But that's boring.
Yeah.
Because that's doing the same thing again. So I want to do something we've not done before.
Okay.
What? Well, how do I get that?
How you getting what?
Craft a magic snow globe.
Oh, where?
Okay. I broke the game.
Oh.
So that new thing I want to try,
Yeah.
scrap that.
Okay.
Because apparently that has a thing that means that I can't play.
Not ideal.
Are you still in the game?
Yeah.
Cool. I've not killed the server, I've just killed my connection to it. Bear with us. All technical difficulties. Oh, I think it's literally that the recipe for that item is too long for the to deal with. Huh. Click it in there.
What?
I can't do the shift click for that recipe.
Okay. Which recipe are you looking at?
The magical snow globe.
There's 2 different magical snow globes.
One of them actually has a crafting recipe.
Weird.
So yeah, basically...
Shall I attempt to click one?
I'm just going to have a quick look.
Okay, mine's showing a crafting recipe.
Yeah, so that's the one that you can craft.
Yeah.
You then have to take that around the world.
Right.
So it's got a list of biomes.
Oh, you have to take it to each?
It must travel to any 7 of the following biome types.
Okay.
End, forest, hills, jungle, magical mountain, nether, ocean, plains, sandy, snowy, or swamp. And then it becomes a magical snow globe, an entire world contained within a small glass globe. The snow globe has gathered enough information about our world and is now active.
And then what does that do?
That then allows you to make a quantum quarry.
Right.
So a quantum quarry is a block that allows you to quarry. But unlike a regular quarry that will dig up resources from this world, the quantum quarry quarries a hypothetical other dimension.
Oh, okay.
So basically it spawns in a theoretical other other place. Another dimension.
Mm-hmm.
and it quarries a chunk of that dimension.
Right.
And then it despawns that dimension that you can't travel to in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And invents another one.
Okay.
And so it basically allows you to... Ow, 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 ow. Allows you to constantly quarry a dimension that doesn't exist and will never have any problem with you digging chunks out of.
Okay.
So the first thing I need to do is get something with silk touch on. Do we have an enchanter?
No. Don't think so.
Can we get an enchanter?
That's a definite maybe.
I need paper. And then I need to make a book. And then I need to make... Do we have the recipe for dark steel working again? Obsidian. I need a storage bus.
Centrifuge, it was, wasn't it?
Yes. Wood. Yeah, centrifuge to do the combs.
Mm-hmm. And that needs to be powered, yeah. So does that.
You're not going. You are going.
This
Good
is
on you.
turning to spaghetti already.
Yeah.
Yep. All the spaghetti.
I mean, if it's not something that you can do at the moment.
Oh, it went through a centrifuge and then a squeezer?
Yes.
Okay. Squeezer.
There's the... The ME network's not anywhere near here. Okay. Oh, I'm not speaking loud enough. Sorry, I'm mumbling to myself. That's not how streaming works.
No. What are you mumbling to yourself?
I need to... I'm running a external storage bus because I set up a little while back a thing to make... what are they called? I made a device that makes obsidian.
Right.
But rather than store massive amounts of obsidian in our network, because we don't need stacks upon stacks of the stuff. I've set it to... I've just kind of left it, and every so often I'll run down and nab a stack out of the machine and throw it into the network. And that's fine. Like, that works. But if I set up an external storage on the machine, I never need to actually run down and put the stack into the network. The network will always have access to the one stack that is in the machine. And then sort of as we use it up, the machine will start to rebuild that stack. And if we ever need more than one whole stack of obsidian at a time, which I suppose one day that day may come, we can just throw a drawer down here.
Yeah.
But for the moment, like, that is going to be enough obsidian for forever, I believe.
Hopefully.
But yeah, it just stops me from having to remember to run down here when we get low on obsidian and put it in the network, because now it is network connected.
Yeah.
And so I can just say I want 4 pieces of dark steel, and it will be able to pull out of the igneous extruder. That's the name of the machine. Thank you very much, Brain.
Yay, Brain!
Got there eventually. And then I think that last time I managed to track down and work out what the problem was with us making dark steel. I did. And I fixed it.
Cool. Oh, spaghetti.
You having wiring fun, are you?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
The front bit is dealing with bees. So there's the bee house.
Yep.
And the bees and everything comes out into the chest at the back here.
Okay.
The bees will drop down and go into the analyzer. Then princesses will come out on the left and drones will come out onto the right to then be fed up to the top. If this is full of drones, or there's any other drones that don't fit my requirements, they go in this chest.
Okay.
Yeah? The back of this pulls the honeycombs out of this chest to go into the centrifuge.
Yeah.
And not into there. To come out of the centrifuge to go into the squeezer and into the chest. Then out of the bottom of the squeezer across the bottom and to put the honey into the analyzer.
It's all very straightforward.
Sounds like it works though, right?
I mean, it looks like it should.
So now all I've got to do is put all of the damn filters in.
Right, while you do that, I'm going to make another daring run at that beehive and see how it's doing.
Yeah.
Doodly 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 doo. It's dead! And I'm not.
The weirdest celebration. It's dead!
I mean, it was going to be a case of one of us was going to die, and I was rather glad it was it, not me.
That is fair.
So I can feed those molten combs into the
Right.
centrifuge waiting list pipe machine.
Right.
And then I can come over to the genetic imprinter. And so as far as I understand it, Sian,
Yeah.
here's where my small amount of bee knowledge comes in genetic manipulation.
Okay.
Let me grab my analyzer. And I've got a spiteful princess, and I've got a spiteful drone. And yeah, they're both spiteful.
Okay.
So, the genetic analyzer, or the genetic imprinter, allows us to imprint a genetic template onto the bees. Which can consist of up to 13 chromosomes.
Right.
So if we have a look in the imprinter, the chromosomes include things like the lifespan, the production speed, the pollination type, the flower type that they will flower, the fertility, their territory size, what their effect is. And then I think it's things like what their climate is, how tolerant they are, whether they are diurnal, whether they are nocturnal, whether they are tolerant flyers, which means they'll work in the rain, whether they are cave-dwelling, which means that they will work with a roof over them.
Yeah, they don't need directly to look at the sun.
So the spiteful is diurnal, which means it works day and night.
Cool.
It is nocturnal. Sorry, diurnal, which means it works in the day. Nocturnal, which means it works at night. They aren't a tolerant flyer, which means they won't work in the rain.
Okay.
But they are a cave dweller, which
Right.
is unsurprising because they come from the nether. Now, we could write a full genetic template of all 13 chromosomes, which would be all of those different traits, as well as the species of bee. Because that is one of the traits that we can get off of the bees in the genetic sequencer, is we can get a species sample. And if we do that, you could completely write a new bee.
Okay.
So you could take any drone and any princess and write a whole new bee type over it.
Right.
Or you can take a number of those traits and overwrite them over the top of the bee that you've currently got. So if you don't put one of them on it, it has no effect. Or if in this case you have a genetic template with one trait on it, you are going to overwrite that trait and that trait alone.
Okay.
So at the moment,
Think I'd follow.
At the moment, I've got a genetic template with effect none.
Yeah.
Which means all this is going to do is strip off the effect of ends and put none on the bee.
Okay.
So I need to do that to the princess and the drone. And then we'll have a spiteful bee that has no effect on us.
Which is handy.
Which is nice, which means that we can then leave it, and all future children of that bee will continue to inherit their genetics, because it's genetics.
Mhm.
It's kind of how that works.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm going to come up to you with an example for this one. Well, with the bees, so that you can have a look at this yourself. If you take this analyzer,
Yeah.
and well, let's start with this princess.
Mhm.
If you put it in the analyzer, you'll notice that there are two sides that give you the same information.
Mhm.
Now, this is the first side, the side on the left, is the dominant,
Yeah.
and the side on the right is the recessive.
Mhm.
And so all bees have two lines in them.
Yes.
Which effectively are, you know, this can be active or this can be active.
Mhm.
If we leave the effect type on one of those two, there is a chance that future generations will breed that back in.
Yeah. So when it comes to the pairings, it could be
It will
that
take from
inactive
one or the other.
could creep in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which
what
is
we
why
need,
we want to purify the bees when we're doing.
what we need to do in this case is make sure that both the active and inactive traits are no effect.
Yeah.
Because then there is no way for that trait to breed back into our bees.
Mhm. Yep.
So, from what I understand of this genetic manipulator, which, you know, gives you full confidence that I know how the thing works,
Yeah.
we throw the bee in there, and then do I have to
Mhm.
put labware in with it? Yep. It has a chance to affect either of them. So it will
Right.
either affect the active trait or the inactive trait.
Mhm.
So, for instance, that time that I ran it through, out of there, you away as well. Oh, we apparently got lucky and got both.
Right. Okay.
As far as I understand it, there is a chance that it will get one and not the other.
Right.
In which case, you just need to run it through again and hope for the best.
Okay.
Let's see if we get just as lucky with the drone. We did.
Yeah.
And the other good thing is it's still pristine stock,
Okay.
which means it doesn't break down, which is also
Yeah.
a good thing. So now I can go back over here and I should be able to throw the Spiteful Princess and not that drone, but this drone in here. And stand next to it while it runs.
And not die. Which is always handy. We like it when there's no death involved.
Yes. And it's now ticking up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not dying. So, overall, great success.
Yeah.
Um,
So this has grown.
okay. I'll be up to take a look in a second.
Because I've realised that I'm going to have the potential for forest princesses and meadows princesses coming out, so I need 2 apiaries to be able to handle both.
Okay. I've also
beehives.
remembered that I need to put in the... I can put back the automation upgrade, which will just mean this bee type runs forever.
Oh, yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Can you see why this gets complicated?
The great machine expands.
Let's turn that to never active for a second. I do like the fact that it can just churn away with some pieces of dirt mashed in the middle. I do find that quite funny. Let's grab some more combs, because that would also be useful.
Do I need to put this... Oh, we've got that machine over at the Bumbling Monk, don't we?
Which machine be that?
The... Not machine, it's a big old tank of experience.
Oh yeah.
We've got that big old tank of experience over at the Bumbling Monk, which will be quite useful for the enchanting machine I just made. Assuming I can plug one into the other.
Yeah. Okay, so the honey section works. Quite
Good start.
that. Just the bees section that I need. So this will extract princesses ignoring the metadata. So that should just pull out any princess.
As far as I understand that, yes, it will just...
Take out any drone.
Any one that is a princess.
Species. So I need forest drone, forest princess, and meadows of both. So this one, we want drones only if they are forest. So this one needs to be species princess, meadows princess. Yep. So this one needs to be forest princess.
Dang it.
And this one needs to be meadows drone.
Dang it. Ah.
What's that?
Tried to get to a bit of the machine and it's proving complicated. Well, how do I pump? Do I have to do that? Oh, do I have to have the experience on the person? Ooh. Well, that changes things.
Yeah.
Not a lot. Hopefully. How do I get the experience out of that giant tank?
That is a very good question. And can you make it into a shower so you can just shower in experience?
That used to be a thing. Um. What? Um.
I really hope this works.
I really hope this works.
Ow.
You alright?
Yeah, spine just clicked.
Oof. That's not good.
Yeah, it wasn't the most pleasant. I just kind of leant to one side and it just went. Ow. Which I'm sure is quite an understandable ow.
Yes. Will this work? I really want this to work. I can't reach.
No.
There we go. Oh. Okay. Well, sort of step 1 is working.
Yeah.
Let's see if step 2 works. Oh no.
No.
Oh.
Had a nap. Come on, bees, hurry up. I want to check if this works. Pray for me. This is where I really should have used those powered ones, and I should have mashed the upgrades in so they die quicker so I could test if it works.
That might be an idea.
But,
Oh, this is silly. This is silly. But it's fun.
Why is silly?
So we've got a massive tank of experience
Mm-hmm.
that I'm trying to put back into the book to be able to get it out of the book in a different mod.
Right.
Because there's a different mod that handles the way that Liquid Experience can work.
Oh, okay.
In a different way, and I think it'll be funny. Oh, we already had an enchanter. Dang it. Chris going around making machines and me not knowing about them.
Honestly, how terrible. It's just bloody rude.
I know, it's just awful, awful. I'm kind of pivoting the entirety of what I was planning to do at the moment.
Yeah? Okay, one set of bees is at halfway. If I was feeling really like... what's the word? If I really wanted to speed things up, that was essentially the phrase I was wanting. I could chuck the bees out of what I've already put together in instead. Should also work. Should I test it? No, I'm not going to risk it.
Dang it.
What?
Did a thing and the...
I love how the to blend box is just getting chunkier and chunkier.
I really need to do some more blending.
Yeah.
I kind of need to automate that process, though.
Is it particularly difficult?
It's more a case of at the moment we need to... I can't remember the words I'm looking for.
Figure out how much of it we actually need.
Kinda.
No.
Yeah, it's a combination of figure out how much of it we actually need to do. And also...
Sewing machine.
Okay. Yeah, it's a combination of how much do we actually need to do and how can we automate it. To the point where I don't need this anymore. Chris loves it when I tear his floors up to take out power lines.
Yeah. I'm sure he appreciates just as much having random power lines that don't get used, so, you know. He's going to have to choose one or the other. Right, bees, have you quite finished yet? Nearly. Nearly.
So, there is a mod called Open Blocks that adds a lot of blocks.
Right.
One of the blocks that it adds is a tank. That is a quite easy to make tank. You just need obsidian and glass.
Mm-hmm.
You can also, with it, make an XP drain. which is just 9 iron bars.
Yeah.
With the XP drain on the top of a tank, you stand on it,
And it drains your XP.
and it drains your XP into the tank.
Sounds useful. So the other question being, is there a reverse of that?
There is. And that's kind of why I've gone with this particular one, because the reverse of it is rather amusing.
Okay.
But the first point I need to do is extract it out of there and up into there.
I can hear Mum chuckling downstairs, and I'm intrigued as to why. I also just watered my string of hearts plant.
Ah, fair.
It's looking adorable.
I saw today that one of the other people I follow on Instagram has just bought themselves, like they've just left their job.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on garden leave before they start their new job.
Yeah.
And they have used this, used some of the money they got from the staff leaving present to buy themselves some plants.
Nice.
And so they'd posted the plants that have shown up today and named them.
Okay.
And so I think they had Penny the money plant.
Makes sense, yeah.
They'd bought a... Was it like a devil's trap?
Devil's trap?
Vine type thing to go round their house.
Okay.
That they call Rapunzel.
Yeah, again, fair.
But I think actually that needs to go down a block. So.
I should probably name some of my plants.
I was wondering if you had names. I mean, I know you've got a name, but...
Yeah, no, mostly it's like the Orchid Army and...
Kind of a communal name.
Yeah.
So, I've now got it set up.
Yeah. Hang
The
on, I'm
old-
coming over to have a look.
Okay.
You're over at the Bumbling Monk, right?
I'm in the Bumbling Monk basement, yeah.
The basement or the sub-basement?
Just the basement.
Okay.
The fluid room, if that helps you at all. And if it doesn't, the room with the fluids in.
Okay.
Hello. This way.
Oh, this room. Fancy.
So the tanks have a nice feature that they are a multi-block. Which
Yeah.
which nicely means that they will just work together.
Yeah. I think I gave it all my levels.
I've still got all the levels from the old tank. But this is the alternative for getting it out.
Okay.
So above here, you'll notice there's a liquid XP tank.
There is indeed.
And then on the side of it, there's a shower.
Yes.
Turn that lever on. And you get showered in liquid experience.
There we go. Got 11.
And
I was literally like a fraction before 10, and it just seemed silly.
And I think you can... Yeah, you can click on the tank if you need a precise amount. But the shower's also fun.
Yeah. And it looks really satisfying too.
No, I'm trying to get rid of those levels.
I know. That's why I pressed it. This room looks fancy. I think I've been in this room for a while.
I mean, it's getting a little bit messier as we've added machines to it. But yeah, Chris did a good job with that room.
It's usually the way though, isn't it? Stuff always just gets a little bit more chaotic the further that you get.
I suppose I should really try and finish this off.
Finish off.
The soda making.
Oh yeah. Right, bees. Have you ticked through yet? Can't work, no queen. Why are you not? Do you have to pull out of a side? You can't pull stuff out from underneath? Ah, poop.
Right. Sean, we've got about half an hour-ish left of today's stream.
Mm-hmm.
What do I work on? Do I work on... Oh, I've fallen down the stairs. That's not what I was going to work on.
Maybe not work on falling down the stairs.
That's a good plan. Shall I try working on... Because I know that Chris was talking about trying to get these to work with the... what do you call them?
Ujima-whatsits.
The thingamadoodle.
Yeah.
The fluxed phyto, or the phytogrow. How do I do this? Oh, we can get slag.
Is it just being an absolute ass today? I'm sure this was a thing that worked, but now it doesn't want to work. I don't know why.
I think I'm going to try and get phytogrow.
Okay.
And possibly fluxed phytogrow.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe, if I remember correctly from previous attempts to use phytogrow, fluxed phytogrow is just better. Also, Spider Sam says that's a nice shower.
It's very funky. Okay, I don't think it's the underneath thing that is a problem. I think it's the fact that it's just being a massive jerk.
Oh, that's a creeper. Oh, hello, creeper. Oh, please, world, be there.
Indeed.
Load. Load, please.
Where are you trying to load into?
I'm at the factory.
Oh.
Server. I've fallen in a hole. I'm going to try disconnecting and reconnecting.
Sounds like a good shout, yeah. Your game is just not liking it this evening, is it?
No.
Weird.
Yeah, this would be a perfect time if I'd remembered to set up the stream raiders before we did this stream tonight.
Yes. It's definitely something we need to have more explanation on. What exploration? Come on, don't judge me. Okay, right. You has power.
I don't know what has power, but yay!
Everything that needs power has power.
That's a good thing to have power. That's a good amount of things that have power.
It's busy trying to connect to every other thing that's in the radius, but I'm turning that off slowly. So, I think that works. And then that needs to be always active extract. Okay.
I wonder if I could set up that forestry farm to do forest. To do trees. To get us a lot of trees. The question is, do I still have all the parts of that forestry farm?
Right.
Just as a backup, well, not only as a backup tree producing thing, but also we need a lot of trees. Yeah, I do seem to.
How did the princess end up in there? That's... Okay. Did I set this to... No, so that should have gone in there. So that should only extract princesses. But it's pulled out drones. I don't understand. this is where the problem lies. I don't understand enough what's going on to be able to figure out why this isn't working.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I need advanced item filters, maybe?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Edit. Princess. Ignore metadata. There's different metadata between princesses and drones, right?
I don't know. I assume so.
It seems to only make sense that there would be. I'm just running the same bees through the system over and over again until they turn up in the chest I'm expecting to see them in. Oh, gotta love it. Have got to love it.
Right. Okay, so from what I understand...
Okay, so now there's nowhere for drones to go. They went places. They went to the correct places.
The multi-farm is one of the most largest 4 blocks tall. It can be built 3 by 3, 3 by 4, 4 by 4, or 5 by 5. The second row from the top must be composed of farm blocks. The rest of the structure may be made up of any component blocks. Unlike other multi-structures, even the interior needs to be filled. So I just need to place farm control, farm gearbox, 2 valves, the hatch, and then fill the rest of the space with that, and I've got a farm.
Yay!
Which is what I was wanting, so... Indeed, yay.
I'm just gonna have to see what happens and see if this works as I'm expecting it to work. Or not, as the case may be.
So I think I need a sink. Because I need water.
Mm-hmm. What's the upgrade called? One of these. Eternal light. I need.
Ow.
Lifespan upgrades, that was what I wanted. Cooler. Brain production. What was the rain barrier? Steel.
Okay, so sink. Done. Do I have enough power conduit? That's an excellent question. Let's find out.
Yeah, they've only just started and they're already at 25%. Good. That's what we like. They've got 4 times lifespan upgrade.
Right.
Because I'm just creative moding this in to try and wrap my brain around it first. So that means they've got 4 times minus 33% to lifespan. So they have a ridiculously low lifespan.
So the
but
farm...
that's good. That's what I need.
Farm gearbox is where I put the power in, so I want that to be there. And then you can go there, because you are just where I pump the water.
How's our... Ooh, we've got a lot of molten combs. 13 of them, to be exact.
That's good. Sure. Oh, there it is.
Yes, John.
Could you possibly do me a favour?
Yeah.
And go and stand on top of the barrels outside the tree farm.
Yeah.
To give me something
Just
to...
sort of... Okay, I'll stand on top of the middle one. Because there's like 5 width, so I'm...
Whoops.
What happened? What'd you dig?
I dug up over here and I broke the track.
Oh, the wood chunk. Oh, so you weren't quite close enough to the building.
Nope.
I like how it's just floating there. I don't know which way around he's going now. The wrong way?
No, I think he's going the right way.
No. He's going the wrong way.
Oh well.
Well, doesn't he have to run over this in a certain order, though, for it to work? Can you hit him with a crowbar?
1 minute, let's see if it works. No, that seems fine.
Yeah?
Right, I'm going to go the other way this time.
So I was stood here.
Yeah, I missed by a long way.
Where's the other end? Like, where do you want... So if I stand here, can you see me?
Yep.
So I'm stood on Y level 61. That's the bottom of your hole.
Nearly there.
Hello.
Hello.
Bees, do you do what you meant to do?
Dang it.
I got my first common bees coming through. That was quick.
That's good.
I'm hoping if this works, we can literally just churn in drones and princesses. And that it will just go. Basically, we would need to copy this system again. Maybe have 2 more of them so that we can do other base pairings. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna need so much more power conduit.
It's doing the right kind of thing, though.
Well, that's good.
I'm just hoping that it doesn't get too messy at the end. Because it's now that I should start to be seeing the sort of commons coming through. And I don't think it knows where to put it.
Right.
But I'm not really sure why. Okay, no, I think it's...
You think it's got it?
Doing okay. What I'm not quite sure in the species filter is what the 2 lines are for.
It's a good question. Where did I have her? There's my way out. Sure, I had one of those. Okay.
See, these bees are now churning through quicker than they're being analysed.
Cool.
And you can't upgrade the analyzer, can you?
I don't believe so, no. Did you have a backpack?
I have a whole bunch of backpacks.
Oh, where did I get this second backpack from?
Maybe there was one in the computer? And you picked it up thinking it was yours, maybe?
I've got a backpack with some... Oh, maybe it's one that you gave me previously with stuff in. Oh, well, I'll give that back to you in a bit. Ask for another stack of that. That should do.
I feel like I could do with multiple analyzers. When I did the one on my test server, I had a stack of analyzers that were like, I think it was 10 analyzers tall.
Okay.
And it was just feeding it because I had like 6 beehives all on ridiculously low life expectancy type. Forest meadows in there. I'm hoping that because I'm pulling out ones that are common, oh, this I could set to a species filter. I need common drone. And I need common princess. Maybe if I set this to this second one.
So I think I need an exporter.
Second one. Yeah, see, this is the problem we're hitting now. So I've got a whole load of common something princesses and
Right.
drones. The problem is they're not pure.
Right.
But if I put them back in with the forest drone, for example, it could kick out cultivated.
Right.
So I can't allow that to happen, basically. But I'm not quite sure how to not let that happen.
Yeah.
Other than I would need another system that then you put the common something in with, and you make sure you combine the correct commons together. So you'd have to breed common meadows with common. Actually, no, if you're just breeding common with common, that could kick out pure common, couldn't it?
I think so.
So as long as I've got... As long as I've got common meadow, common forest breeding with common forest, that would work, right? Because then you wouldn't get the crossovers.
I mean, that makes sense.
Computer programmable kind of thing to do it for you. either way. Yes. Because all we need is for it to be able to kick us out reliably commons. Because that seems to be the root of essentially everything.
Yeah.
And then where we go from there is the next bit. I put another... The monster grows, John.
Uh-oh.
I love it. This thing's just gonna get longer and we're just gonna have to roll with it. How do I stop pipe from connecting to itself?
You can click it with a Yeta wrench.
Yeta. So if I put a piece of pipe there...
Because I used that wrong recipe. Cool. Good job, John.
That makes sense.
How much appetite do we have?
Appetite? I'm not sure, actually. I don't think it's one that I pick up very often, because I don't tend to think that we need it.
173.
How have you gained a... What? How the hell did that work?
I can't answer that.
Oh, I know.
There you go. Where's the... Hello?
Including the bees it was currently running.
Sorry, I lost you for bits of that.
I middle clicked the industrial apiary to copy it and place it down. Not only did it come across with all of the upgrades, it copied the queen bees that were in it as well.
Yes, I think it would.
It's just weird that it does with some things and not with others.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wrench. Oh, okay. No, meadows. And forest.
Okay.
I think I might have it.
Yeah?
I think. Might be a little early to be getting too ahead of myself, but
You're getting there.
I think I might be onto something. And
Well,
it's
that's good.
complicated and convoluted. And
I mean...
it's standard Minecraft. Which is correct, is it not?
Pretty much. I mean, you want to come have a look at what I'm working on.
Just, one sec.
Oh boy.
Species filter. So this one, I want to have both princesses and that one on the second one. That one, I want princesses and drones by the second. That needs to go insert, not extract. And I don't want that connected there. And go. Common forest, good. Common meadows. I think this should work. No, I've got my first cultivated come through. Bugger, how did that happen? No. How could this happen? Something to do with these filters here.
This is starting to work.
Yeah, this isn't. Never mind, I'll just leave it to roll. We'll see where this mystery... Because my kind of other thought is that you literally just chuck them all in and see what the hell happens.
I mean, it's another interesting way to learn, yes.
Like, I randomly ended up with a blue bee on the test server. It is literally a blue drone. I don't know what it does. Didn't look that far into it. It gives you a blue coloured comb that gives you blue coloured honey drop.
I'm going to assume some sort of a water bee?
And it... You use it in an iridescent altar?
Oh, some sort of a starlight bee then.
You can make blue pipe wire with it, because it's essentially a colour. Blue stained glass. Petty... Is it tartaric gem?
Tartic.
Tartic. Tartaric.
Tartic.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's just a replacement for lapis.
Yeah.
I need 6 more stone bricks. So do you want to come have a quick look at what I've just finished up building?
Yeah.
And then we can wrap up for today.
This is indeed a thing. There's hummus everywhere.
There is indeed hummus everywhere. This is one of the oldest, to my knowledge, multi-blocks from Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
It is a farm. Just figured I'd fill in some of this hole that's here for some reason. So this is a forestry farm. And at its most basic level, a forestry farm will farm trees.
Yeah.
And it will automatically farm the trees.
Okay.
So it should, in a minute, when it ticks through this chunk of fertilizer, I believe, sort of rescan the farmland that has been put down and work out that there is now space for more trees to go in.
Okay.
Like so.
Yeah.
And then when any of the trees grow, which I don't think we've got any bone meal to speed up.
I mean, you don't.
True. It should harvest it, I believe. Again, it might take a moment to notice. The tree. Should harvest. I think it just did. Yeah.
Oh, it just didn't take away the leaves.
Doesn't deal with the leaves. But it will take away the wood. And then if you look in the middle, this is the actual multi-block itself, this 3x3
Okay.
here, so you can see where it's got the dirt, the oak saplings to plant new ones,
Yeah.
and where it puts the wood. And then if we dig down here, Sean.
And then just plumbing it up to feed wood into the system.
Yeah, basically down here we've got where it plumbs the water in, where it plumbs the power in, and where it's currently putting the equipment in. And so the only step that I need to actually do now is take all the stuff back out again.
Okay.
But that's just a case of running the conduit over to this conduit. So that's fairly easy to do for something I'll do between episodes. And it should just up our wood reserves. Because I built this farm, the forestry farm materials, because one of the previous versions allowed it to harvest Pam's Harvest Craft fruit.
Right.
But that isn't a thing in this mod pack.
Okay.
So I kind of didn't really have a use for it, but now, we are going to need more wood.
Yeah.
And I think our little tree farm is going to need a bit of help. And so hopefully with that, we'll have a little bit more wood production going, and that'll be just enough to sort of supplement each other. But this is the smallest... Did I do this right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's 4 out. This is the smallest size, so it's a 3x3x4. The central block goes up to a 5x5x4, which can do a 17x17 farmland.
Right.
Covering 180 blocks of farmland. So, plenty of wood. If we need to go that high. But for now, I think it's time to wrap up. We have hit that old wrapping up time. And so I'm going to say thank you guys so much in the chat for being with us tonight. If you haven't done so already, please do hit that follow button. It's a great way for you guys to know when we go live. And it's a completely free way that you can support the channel. We are going to be back with more streams later this week. So on Wednesday, the Golden Tooth will be back with an adventure titled The Malady of Elven Tree, as they make it back to Castle or Keep Golden Tooth. They get a little bit of a downtime, but then they get invited to a party at Elven Tree for a great festival. Then on Thursday, Angel's going to be diving further into the world of darkness.
Cool.
As she continues to play through Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Friday, I'm not sure what we're doing yet, so stay tuned for information on that one. And then on Sunday, we've got In the Clutches of the Cult, as the crew continue to transport the displaced town of Belliard. They've taken the entire town as refugees. They're taking them to Summit Hall, where they hope that the Order of the Gauntlet will be able to shelter the displaced Belliard residents. So for now, guys, thank you so much for watching the stream. We'll see you guys again real soon. Bye for now.